Now we enter the final phase, that is practicing with time limits. So we have spent 2 months into the course. In these 2 months, we have gone through the concept, we have carried on with our reading activity, we have gone through some kind of practicing without time limit, and now we are entering into a stage where we are going to practice but with time limit. There's a difference between practicing without time limit and practicing with time limit. When you are practicing without time limit, it means that you don't give any sort of time constraint. You try to give as much time as possible and try to get the questions correct. So the focus here is accuracy. And when you come to the time limit part, you are focusing on practicing with time constraint, and you try to strike a balance between speed and accuracy. So the same kind of activity has to be done as was done in the earlier sixth, seventh, and eighth week. But now here you will be adding some sort of time limit. And the time limit is 2 minutes per question. Understand this. Regardless of whether the paper is of 1 hour, 40 minutes, or whether we have 24 questions, 20 questions, 26 questions, that is immaterial. The point is that while practicing, you should not give more than 2 minutes to any question. So practicing with time limits means 2 minutes per question. If it's a paragraph question, 2 minutes is the maximum limit. If it's an RC passage and there are three questions, so you cannot give more than 6 minutes to the entire RC. There is no separate time for reading activity. You have to read and you have to solve the questions, and there is 2 minutes per question. So if there are four questions, 8 minutes for the entire RC. No separate time for reading activity. This has to happen. And when you say that you are practicing with time limit, you have to go again and ensure that if you have reached a decent accuracy level, then you can start practicing from here, the same places. Parajumbles, paragraph summary, odd one out, and RCs and CR. But you have to ensure that you practice with time limit. And if you think that you have finished all these stuff, you can then go into the topic sessions. Now, in the topic tests, we have now, until now, we have uploaded only the CR and the RC. The other topics, the other part will also come here. That is the parajumbles and the odd one out and summary part. But so far now, we have put in this topic test. We have put in this topic test philosophy, sociology, science, and art and literary criticism. Correct? And towards the end, we have business and economics, and we have CR tests. So you can start with these practicing with time limit. That is the idea. And when you're practicing with time limit, you should not try to solve all the questions, because if you try to solve all the questions, then the amount of time, 2 minutes per question, is going to be very difficult. You should learn to leave questions. For example, if there are five questions and the passage is very tough, then try to solve only two or three questions from that from that time limit. So if the RC has five questions, then you should give 10 minutes, but 10 minutes may be too less for difficult questions. So you can try to solve only three questions in those 10 minutes, not all the questions. This is the strategy that we have in the practicing with time limits. Again, here I have given you that for 1 month you have to keep on doing this. If you have less time to prepare, then you can do this for 2 weeks. If you have more time to prepare, then you can do this for, let's say, 7, 8 weeks. But the idea is that at least you have to give around 80 hours to practicing with time limits, so that you strike a balance between speed and accuracy. This is the purpose in the ninth, 10th, 11th, and the 12th week. Now we will see what has to be done in the 13th, 14th, and the 15th week.